Hello. Started the stream and I wasn't ready for it. Do. Ah, hello. Started the stream and I wasn't ready for it. That's good. Audio checks out. Got that open. Got that open. I need to cut. There we go. Groove on the menu for a bit. I gotta refill my water. I forgot to do that. Oh no, bad streamer's bad. Oh my god. I'm back. Hi, hello. My internet's back. That's cool, I guess. So I've been without internet for like 2-3 days now, and we finally got it sorted. Apparently Bell was doing some work in my area, and they fucking got the Rogers cable back, so I guess fuck me. So that's gonna be 6 to 8 weeks, but for now I've got a cord going overhead. It's wrapped up a light pole and it's stretched to my house, so yeah, that's fun. But it works. I have internet, which is cool. So yeah, let's play some games, because I wasn't able to do it on Tuesday, and I slept a lot on Wednesday. I was almost late to this stream because I was in the middle of catching up on some DM work that I've got going on. I need to make maps on Roll20 still, because I got plans of where I want the next session to go, but I need to put in a little bit of work for it. But anyway, Ace Attorney. We finished the GBA version of it. Now we're on to Chapter 5 of the Ace Attorney game that released in the West. Load save data. Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. It's not Turnabout anymore, which is sad. Immediately you can tell that they're different. So someone just got stabbed. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. Had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Who could it be? February 22nd, 10:02 a.m., right in Cola offices. It's been like 2 months. You know, they explicitly told me that. It has been 2 months. Why do I come here to the office every day? I feel like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? Who are you? Aren't you cute? Man, your art style is different. My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? Doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. Famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey is no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. You know, my name's on the goddamn door. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? I don't know about undefeated. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Oh my god, look at the difference. Wow. Maya? Could it be? It's like night and day compared to Maya's model. Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. That's too young. I think, hold on. Maya's older than her? Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position, then? Well, legally speaking, you should call me an 11th grader. I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Great. Another future professional in training. So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, huh, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't falter for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know? I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. Well, I suppose I will. I promised I'd bring her Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How'd she know Mia? My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Back to the happy-go-lucky music. Detention Center. February 22nd, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. I do not want to raise this here, Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Lana? Lana. Lana. funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Oh, aren't you cute? Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, you know me. Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry. What exactly is it you do? My name's Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. Chief prosecutor? Murdered somebody! Oh, you're a prosecutor? Two sisters. One a lawyer? Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Something you should know from the start. Which is... The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect... The suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's disposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So who is the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. Gumshoe? A detective. Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means... The police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors in this district. You're Miles's boss. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job, and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? Not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Never told you that too, did she? Well, why not? Why did I drag him all the way here from his office? Though it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey. It was in law school. It was my third year, and she was in the auditing class. She was different than the other students. Different. She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Phoenix, don't judge. Intellectually attractive. When I was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. Doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different from when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. No, you didn't do it, Lana, I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. The client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. Something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. Something else going on here. I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? But what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. I was never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I'm out getting some Sainijima vibes here. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Parking lot. Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're going to be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Try not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. Expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Oh, that's not Gumshoe. That's not Gumshoe at all. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina cut loose from the ranch, and it's up to no good. This guy's got theme music. I like him. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. He's shaving with a fucking knife. Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambini. Bambina? Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But, this is my gang called Strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, the motherlode of evidence. You're fixing to mess with what's ours. You'll regret it, partner. You know dreams a cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along now. Happy trails, Bambina. Is that, hombre a friend of yours? Kinda, sorta. Yeah, he's a detective. I'm lapsing into Maya. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Examine. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. Phil, let's see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? I spy a wallet. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything in a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into pocket. Ah, it's funny. What? A foldable wallet found in the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already. And at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. I looked at it. Oh. Have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Let's start examining. From every angle. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? HNBM? HNB... What the fuck? this. Look, there might be a clue here. Check it out and press enter. This is an ID. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID number 5842189. See, well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess. But I don't see what science has to do with it. They opened a wallet. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Now be sure to examine every piece of evidence you find. I guess we've got to be on my toes from now on. Why can't I... What happened to my examine? I've lost control. This is where the cars leave the lot. An arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of dual purpose? Aha! The theory of relativity. What? Gotta write this down. Ah, hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know. Was Mr. Relativity German, or was he British? Mr. Relativity. What shit was his name? What? So you are an actual child. Ladder. Aha! Ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Phone. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears! Maybe it's due to barometric pressure. What the fuck is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet. A faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail how that see how that makes any difference either way. Slide to the right. I spy a camera. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. Wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. Howdy, Marshal. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ugh, is it scary? Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle? Hey? Please. No problem, partner. About time for vittles anyways. Get yourself up to the saloon on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find... Did he confuse prospector and prosecutor? Who does this guy think he is? When's that matter? Note to self. Look up Vittles, Saloon, and Cerveza. Maybe we should check on room 1202 in the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Ooh, hello. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Is she selling? Oh my god. Oh, hello. Hello, half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. Stays off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passers-by. Or you officers. No, but you... Are you a prosecutor? Are They don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. That sounds oddly sexual. Cough-up? Huh? You're an interrogator? A detective? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. Quite connected to this case, you see? Images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? You're giving away lunchboxes at the crime scene? You mean you're the witness? My sister was talking about it? Please, cough up queen, tell us what happened. Get her actual name, Phoenix. Angel. My name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Oh, fuck, she means it. You got a hot dog necklace? A rice ball hat. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was the day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Fucking. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. It's almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. You have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones? The one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally lost here. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle to be sure. Now I feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still ring in my ears. And the rhythmic beating of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? That's a really cute design. I like that. She always travels light. And why would this pretty lunch lady know chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit. You come to the prosecutor's office despite hating their guts? You just poison one of them randomly every day? Why not make lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? Yeah, no? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Zhao's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of the Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So scientifically analyze the data available so far. You, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Hot. Wow, that's rude, Phoenix. Have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like a 10-day-old clams in chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. Be a sure case of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen. Thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Hi, prosecutor's office. What the fuck? Is that a silver samurai statue? Is that Miles's coat? Why is Miles's coat on the wall? Is this Miles's office? Is Miles a high prosecutor? This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Why don't you change it from your office, really? Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What? That shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office is, they must be really stuck up. Must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course. I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right. Your sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here, he... Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder. A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. How you been, Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? How's Edgeworth? I do remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. Well, there are still some who say that I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. I think it's funny. Toys? A bronze shield? Gotta be a story behind that one. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead and say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all the trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yeah, yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. That didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me, too. To think my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth. Chief Prosecutor Skye? Yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. I thought you studied under Von Karma. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. I've been a lawyer for what, 6 months? Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. Because I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person. But I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? When did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Yo, that's your knife, Edgeworth? Good lord. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was a murder weapon? Oh, I've lost my bottle cap. To be specific, was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth knife, added to the court record. The murder weapon. Usually in Edgeworth toolbox. Traces of the victim's blood, no prints. Edgeworth. What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, you can't take a joke. You have the strangest sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Wow, alright. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright. Huh? What? You're sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, we'll take it for sure, won't he? You could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth. Well, then my sister would be found guilty. If it goes any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. Check. Ooh, I can check this out too. Can I just check out everything? Must be the victim's blood, right? Either that, or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spent his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Oh, there's a scary thought. I have to do this with 2 hands, and it is insufferable. Can I just... No, I can't. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense. Especially with you. He doesn't like you very much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth, it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. I'll see you later, Edgy. Put this card. Lunchline vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not cards belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady? Why? It's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. I always feel like I'm being mocked. You are. That's it. Move. Let's poke around the office. Examine. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a BK on it. Ugh. Prospectors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of the Prosecutor's Trophy. King of the Prosecutors? It's a great honor. I send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What, so? So that K, that's... K stands for King. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. King of the Prosecutor's Trophy added to the court record. Oh my god. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual one. Must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. Never seen him wear it. Sure, there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Yeah, maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. Getting way too excited about this. My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. Beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? Something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? She Mr. Edgeworth's fiance? Wendy Oldback? I don't think so. He's getting fan mail from Miss Oldbag. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I got more than the instant tea bags myself. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. Drawer below is filled with packs of tea leaves. All sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this. Royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. Such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Nah. Whoa. What a view. Must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you about to jump out this window? Were you to jump out this window? The time to the impact with the ground would be. Ah, it's such a cute spray. I love it. Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use, easy on the eyes. Polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just pick Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. What? Hey, a chessboard. Not too up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Red knights have surrounded a blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. His swords have really sharp edges. And check out the poor pawn. His head is kinda spiky. Kinda reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges. Surrounded by a pawn with spiky hair. Surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Whoa. These are all case files? Stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. But Edgeworth wasn't good at heights. Let's have someone get them for him. Gumshoe. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? I must study his case report so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. When was it established that Edgeworth wasn't good with heights? Such a comfy sofa. Sofa legs like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. Then he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. He's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. Then in the morning he has sofa hair, and little creases in cheeks from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? No way. Oh, what's this? Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner. Yeah. That's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Von Karma sometime. Like she says, his name does kind of have a ring to it. Ugh. Ah, so that's why he's so upset. So basically, it says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. Police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day at the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day for the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We They call it evidence transferal. The new characters, definitely. I think they still have the old sprites for... Did they update Edgeworth? Yeah, kinda. He looks a little different, doesn't he? I do like the new art style for them. But I guess that's just upscaling from GBA to a DS version. You can have a little bit more fidelity. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. That's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth parking stub, added to the court record. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office. Entered the lot at 5:12 p.m. Didn't the murder happen at like 5:15? This is the parking stub for the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Who the fuck? Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No, no name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth the lid below. Mr. Edgeworth the lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. Oh. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Aww. Sadly faded away, right? Yes, sir. Oh, he caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's see what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down at least. See you later, Edgy. Ah, it's the badger. Him being bad? Yeah. I wonder what it is. Whew. We're finally here. Why did I put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. Took almost 30 minutes by taxi. Traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? Only ever been to the criminal affairs next door. Hmm? Hold on. What's that? Oh. Disturbing. What is it, pal? Oh, no. Connection is spotty. Yeah. I had to get fucking spotty. Hello? Yeah. Check. 1, 2. I had to get fucking spotty. Hello? Yeah. Check. What? Had to get fucking... Hello? Oh my god, this is gonna loop infinitely, isn't it? Advance 1. Oh, that's it. Advance 1. Okay, looks like it's all working. All good? Hello? Yeah, internet's probably not going to be the best, but hopefully it'll work. Talk. The case. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Well, why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. What if she's not telling the truth? Yeah, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. What if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate in this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir! Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voice down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? And what happened? No, things are pretty busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. Never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. Lowest ranking guys in there as our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? Well, this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the patter dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, I did seem to know that Marshall guy. Patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Gumshoe, what do you think of this? Nope. I can just do this to anything, eh? Miles Edgeworth, parking stub. Miles Edgeworth, 7:12. This is the date of the crime. Murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked in his car. Only if it was hauled up a couple extra red lights. He wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. Suspicious that the police are working in strange hierarchy. Right now, yeah, kinda. Something's going down. Just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Yeah, nothing interesting. Gumshoe, what do you think of this? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. You're at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal. This is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. People like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. Didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa! Now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There is evidence of transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but... word is, Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. Lana's confessing as much. What do you think of this? Of this? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Car and the knife do seem a little too well organized for a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? I have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. What do you think of this? No. Not a whole lot. Back. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there's always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. No idea he was I didn't know he was under the gun. Anyway, his latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Talk. What do you think of this? Look at this. You, yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No thanks. You didn't even look at me. You must have. You brewed the leaves a long time to get a rich flavor like this. We pre-infused the leaves with steam before brewing. I didn't know it, so that's a secret to their aroma. Exquisite. Everything I'm smelling here is a waste of time. What do you think of this? Not much. Oh, we didn't actually investigate the, Examine. Look at the badger. I was wondering about that. What? A dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? Wow. The chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the battery dies. Poor Blue Badger, fainted to dance until he drops. Blue Badger panel is added to the court record. Work of art, designed by the Chief of Detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. That's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? I met the guy who is... What is his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall is just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction received from Detective Gumshoe. I was the bearer to investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Nope. No record. Check. Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, 20 bucks. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Ah, that's sad. Oh, Gumshoe, I'm so sorry. February 22nd, High Prosecutor saw 20 bucks. Wow. Sorry, Gumshoe. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here. Ah, hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. God, I wish you didn't talk so slow. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you. Scene of the crime, a cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming in the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Oh, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? What do you think of this? Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, family letters to me go right into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, that old cow dog. You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look where it should say letter of introduction. It says invitation. Ah. I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks. Clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self. Police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction. Crumpled and discarded. Officer Marshall, can you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, well. Aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. Here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report. Didn't Miss Starr say that Lana stabbed him a whole bunch? Death due to blood loss, 1 knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. My sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot. So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. God, this guy's a character. I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Aren't you from LA? Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. You're a patrolman now. So how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Vampina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on it out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of the cattle run by order of the chief of police. You just don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? I guess let's investigate. Miles' car. This used to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime scene took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. My electric car it just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, price you use to get the big bucks. This rope, is it? Yep. They laid the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest that this belonged to the victim. Can't think of anyone else that could belong to it. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Right, let's check it out. It's just automatically doing it, eh? Phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Those phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. Just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? Surprised you didn't know about that. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Just you never know with people from your generation. What? From your generation? I am like 8 years older than you. Boop. Let's see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self. A defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. This is the Ace Attorney theme? An 8-bit? Ah! Delightful. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Ah, oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed a redial on that phone there, didn't you? Yeah, well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What? That's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah. It's kind of strange, but... Someone called me right as we pick up the other phone. The wrong number. Phoenix. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you in Texas. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Again, you're from L.A., aren't you? Uh-oh. I haven't cited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Stuffing out the court record. Property of Lana Sky. Last call was made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. 3 minutes after, 3 minutes after, the cell phone tried to call me? Block B is through there. That's where the visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there. Far in the distance. Oh, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Big red button. What's that? An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. Can't even budge it. The drum over there is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in that drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. Talk. There's no connection between Detective Gumshoe and my sister. That's correct, but... Oh, Detective Goodman, not Gumshoe. There's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate's decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina. How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... There's something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Apologies, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill wind, someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence, arranged testimonies, you mean? Forged evidence and arranged testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable, because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. You follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. What? My sister? She was shit-talking Edgeworth? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. You're saying, was Edgeworth making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was close to Edgeworth? Gumshoe. What do you think about this? As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. Better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. You know, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. What about this one? Yeah, okay. I can check this. This is what the back of the badge looks like. I always had the thought it was a safety pin. Each badge is a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Check this. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36 male. Time of death, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, blood loss from chest wound. Assessment, wound was caused by a 4.5 inch knife. Single stab wound was found. What do you think about this? My sister's cell phone. Last time it was used was 5:18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was canceling her date for the night. Where's Lana to make this call? Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. What do you think about this? Move. Attention center. No one's here. Move. Rate and Co. Talk. Nothing. What do you think about this? Ah, that's the defense attorneys have a tendency to show people things. What's this? Behavioral study lawyers? What am I missing? Present. Talk. Move. Edgeworth's gone. Move. Parking lot. Examine. A. Block A. This is areas reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to Block B. I dream of a day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to Block B to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. What else is there? Angel Sky's gone. Got that, got that. Nothing there, nothing there. Phone doesn't work. What do you think about this? Ah, toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? Toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get that. We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K on it? For King of Detectives? Hey, they could just use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs office are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. What do you think about this? Nope. What do you think about this? 5:12 p.m. Prospector's bright red steed came in a trot, real slow like. A trot? Mama Donna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later, so it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. What do you think about this? Nope. Don't give a shit. Do you know this? What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough, I found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole. If you want distance, you get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is that tiny little crime scene with a tiny little town, with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. No better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Knife. You have anything to say about the knife? Move. I think we're about done here. Just don't know what, You're not behind those doors. Police drama's in action. Who are you? Look at that patrolman. He's getting saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And I said, hey, you do that? You do that? Your soup will get all cold, buddy. It's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. Guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. He's a good pair. Mr. Ray, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We just been to the zoo, see? What about zebras? Why do you not have those at your zoo? There's a banner here announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. Wonder what they'll be selling. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's the kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want to set a home? Good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. I was wondering about that. Dancing Blue Badger? Anything here? The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. Do you know Mr. Wright? I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. Hardly even look human. She has a point. Gumshoe doesn't know anything about that one. Yeah, Gumshoe doesn't know nothing. Right and Co. Fuck. Anything to say about this? Anything to say about this? Anything to say about this? A bloody knife. Nope, you are fairly useless, aren't you? What if I check this over here? Press. I need to push this again. What's wrong? Look like I did during the finals. Never mind, it's nothing. Strap. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Oh. Trunk back to the suspect? Maybe. It's hard to come by, you know? I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. Move. Parking lot. Examine. What the fuck? There's a note in the car! It was in the car. What the fuck? What's this? Looks like some sort of note. 675-12-2. Looks like something's written on it. Goodman. You're right. Let's see. 67S 12-2. There's an imprint on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe he fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How the fuck am I supposed to know? Note itself. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman note. Victim's memo found in the trunk of his car. So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing that's still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime. Says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? A popular TV show. For kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. She was calling... Lana was calling... I've forgotten her name. Oops. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? Lana and Emma. I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Stuff unupdated in the court record. Last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top of the prosecutor in the district. I got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Okay, fuck, there we go. God, that took far longer for me to figure out than it should have. There's a note in the trunk of the car, fuck. Save progress, hell yeah. Someone's messaging me. My D&D map thing is Discord server is messaging me. But that's not important. What is important? Murder. Day 2, trial former. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court lobby, defendant number 2. Defendant lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there is still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe in their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. It's trial time! My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Yeah, we got an assistant at least. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. There's a lot of courtrooms. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in courtroom since the trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office. Wow, he's so much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. Cough up, Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. Never eaten caviar before. Dish is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name. Profession. Now.
Me. The name is Angel Star. And don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Oh, huh. What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police.
She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Ah! Aha! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen, Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A is for the prosecutor's office's personnel, and Block B is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of Block A, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
I see that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush the little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Witness account.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Cool. Crazy eyes.
Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust that pointy tip into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright. Let's dance. This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, just had to think before replying. Security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there.
That'll be the room with security sign.
Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime?
Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, very well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as her ability to kill an egg? I mean, a person?
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late.
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought the murder weapon down.
I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Said before. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. By garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. The person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Okay. That wasn't helpful. Parking lot. Slide. 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 Lots of blood. The wire fence, there's a wire fence right in between. We couldn't go further than that, but right up against the, it's right in the middle. Like, in front of Edgeworth's car. I guess just press everything. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given they are used to erasing inconvenience evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against the prosecutors? I thought that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder.
It felt like... how would you say it? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of detective's intuition, was the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
That must be hard. And that must be a hard-yellowed and sharp as tack.
Well, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there was a lot there in that lot. I felt something stir in the back of my mind. Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Chief Prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand. Thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Shit. I don't really know. She would have parked in B if her BF was in A. No, if her BF was in A, she's not a prosecutor. She's not an investigator anymore. She's a civilian, so she has to park in B. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. I don't really know what to catch her on. Finally honed detective intuition at work. Shit. I'm pretty sure it was. Certain it was her. She's telling the truth, we're all doomed. Do what we can, if you don't have enough. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie? Huh? I guess I pressed in the wrong order. Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was quite inspiring.
We ever heard that tagline elsewhere? Could you cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to a lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Think I'd show it to a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs.
Well, this most certainly is the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So what was the defendant doing at the time? Check. Holding a knife in her right hand. She got this photo immediately. Lana's not holding anything. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunchbox. What the fuck is this? What? Sure, that's a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. Had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Oh, that was an actual objection from him. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood spatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph.
Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ugh. Got a better idea?
Objection!
Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took a picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. Not sure I understood it, but good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves, made out of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Ah!
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
Murder's plan, rubber gloves prove it. But she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves. The gloves were admitted as evidence with the defendant when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned, and it was a premeditated crime.
Ah. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. Gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Said that before. Anything else? Three.
Rubber gloves prove it. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. What could it be? Single stab wound, name of the deceased Bruce Goodman, time and date, death, February 21st between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m., cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Probably show the autopsy could have died for over an hour. Would the autopsy get us anywhere? Fuck it. Save, save, save. Within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. I don't think that's too... Photo was taken after the murder. So where is the knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belong to the prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief of prosecutors for the district, right? Mom, yeah, the prosecutor's bad people. The defense has a request. We ask the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you state that Lana Skye planned this murder. That's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. Gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh yeah. Edgeworth... Because the knife would be in the back of Edgeworth's car. So... She did everything to set up... She would have done everything to set up a murder, and then just happened to have Edgeworth's knife in his car. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution couldn't care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. What you know as well as I do, she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now. Angel's deduction.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
That's a contradiction. The victim was someone from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
I got you!
A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note yourself, Mr. Edgeworth's eye smells like citrus fruit. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say, chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting all mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know?
Miss Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her.
Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. That's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick can burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing was required. What was the point of that? Anyway, I know the contradiction. Present. You say she stabbed him again and again? But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Mrs. R. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Ah, ha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk. He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood.
When she lifted her knife, I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. I judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like a kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she... yeah. Something wax. I believe that that's a contradiction. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But that was... There, a scarf. No, not that. But something red, really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
Most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim.
Next testimony might be just the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to the side.
I quickly caught her, explained to her her rights, and arrested her on the spot. Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Chief Prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You were in Garage B. Quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bit.
No thanks. Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rar.
Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The lunch lane car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in Block B. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet away from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
There was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing. The cough-up queen lunch lady athlete. Indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten up to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did this guy not get away? What? What the fuck? They went through it all! Oh, fuck you, game. Mention the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word.
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean. That's further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the scene of the crime?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
Chief Prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order.
So she used her cell phone.
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing. Never happened to good testifying.
Should of course add this to your testimony.
It was due to please the rookie defense attorney. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Chief Prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. And she picked up an emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over
the chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, Chief Prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Floor plan. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in Block B, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. Phoenix, the man is dead. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told to the court. Here's the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. Witness lied about... what she saw, where she saw it. Order of events. What she saw. Where she saw it. Order of events. What she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Skye using that emergency phone. Doesn't seem hard to imagine she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory. Why would Miss Star lie about that? Huh? Why don't you say that my sister had tried to use the phone, but failed? Doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh. Yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe she really did try to see her use the emergency phone. See no room for doubt here? You are the Petui on Rice, right? Mr. Wright, I thought you had something here. Oh, what the fuck? Ugh, one more try. I see it in your eyes. You haven't learned your lesson, have you? That's exactly what lie the witness has told to the court. What is lied about? Where she saw it? She has a photo of the order of events. Was it the order of events? I don't know why she would lie about that, though. Where she saw it. Order of events. Right about the order of events. This guy used the emergency phone before the murder. I see, I hadn't thought of that. Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you by celebrating your victory, but why would anyone use the emergency phone before the murder? I think you can't sing any lower, he amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright. Order the orange peel lunchbox, right? It teaches me not to get excited before the evidence. Ah, fuck. One more try. Ah, good lord. Where she saw it. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. Let's say the witness did actually see Miss Guy using the emergency phone. I didn't get that logic. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location, but she has a photo from the other side of the fence of Sky looking in the trunk, covered in blood. What the fuck? A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. What do you call my lie pointless? At least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. This is where was the witness when she saw the crime. All testimony we've heard until now points to one direction. Probably security room. Present. Only place where she could have been. The security guard's room? Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from here. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness was not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in Block A. The only place where she could have seen the crime from the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunchbox to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could have been turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty? She's talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh? Could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. Wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? The witness is found to be lying. They're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us her reason, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from Block B. Must make a vital difference, but what? What could that change? Angle of view of the crime. Why the angle at which you saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, security guard station on the second floor, and, should have to have sort of more of a 3D view of the crime. This is important. Why? How'd you like to, you can say, fuck! Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. I thought that was, fuck. Miss Starr went to security guard station. Lied and said she saw it from Block B. Let's make a vital decision, but what? What could that change? Escape, save. Because it's gonna make me do it from the fucking beginning again. Why would she lie about the distance to the crime? Why would she lie about... What would the difference in the lighting make? What would change? The difference in the lighting. No. Distance to the crime is the only option. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plan makes it quite clear. Distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what you could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in Block B.
It's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
It was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have a photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. A spork is a wonderful invention.
Like another caviar lunch.
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Have any evidence to stop this? Raise an objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer.
You would run, but this time was different.
Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken.
No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah.
Well then, seems we've come to the end of this testimony. Witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Ooh, I turned on my phone's camera by accident. I have my phone on my lap. Unfortunately,
I appear to have overestimated this witness on the count of professional history.
We did it. We screwed that... I thought that said something different. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. Really? It was. I'm afraid the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer not to take defense team's leftovers. Anything to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
This is another one of her trick lunchboxes.
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Whoa, a triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? What the fuck? This is the worst judge. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes weren't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. The shoe proves it is flawless decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is it the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence. At least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. I've presented a lot of evidence without the approval of the police department.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
What the fuck?
Okay, I gotta save again, because I have a single life. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful. I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed the valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. Shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
The blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, Ricky?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold... What the fuck are you talking about, Phoenix? Just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types, all with different blood tests out there. Means we can more or less narrow down any sample of blood to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA test results. They said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Can't let evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like a client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with this shoe?
Problem?
This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish guts now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Oh, shit. I didn't actually look at the goddamn shoe. Let's assume it's here. I don't know if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it will be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? I don't know. What is contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? There's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe, gotta be the victims. Must step in the puddle of blood. What's contradictory about it? Is it the victim's shoe again? I don't know. There was no blood anywhere. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint. At the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why aren't there any bloody footprints on the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor. There could have been bloody footprints. So there could have been bloody footprints. Ugh, fuck. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness.
What, huh?
Great going, Mr. Wright, but
It's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint?
oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just gonna find contradictions.
What?
Hold it.
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. Our hands kicked over the oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. Predator's one. Leopard woman. Rar. I thought that was a strange thing for that normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness. Well, was your oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water?
What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Ah! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase blood stains that would become evidence against her.
Ah.
Ah, fuck.
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt.
Did you say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got in the shoe.
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But...
Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor? Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. He could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side?
Well, yeah, you are.
You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well? I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait. Witness, don't tell me you have something else.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
Photograph.
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trait of douse from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help it after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. Oh, I don't get that as evidence, and... seems that this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Get yourself up off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of the evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. The trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right? Are you saying that there's a problem in this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I've got one life to do it. Save. I've gotten this far somehow. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court. Problem is in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Just wait a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's a suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does it have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court? Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah. Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned is actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital. This piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, whoa! Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? Man, I fucked up a lot in that trial. Holy shit. I think I got every single one of those wrong. Every single one of those logic bits wrong. Good lord. I don't know how I could have fucked up any more than that. 23rd, courtroom lobby number 2. Mr. Wright, we'll have to wait till next time. It's time to go. Title screen. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. This case is good, but it's fucking hard. Like, it's a lot more demanding logic-wise than any of the other cases before it were. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's definitely some, like, translating issues, like, translating inconsistencies. But it's doing alright. For the most part, after the fact, I am following it pretty well. But, man, this is not an easy trial. So, yeah, we'll continue this next time. We're interrupted in the middle of a court session instead of just leaving it to the next day, which is interesting. A lot longer trials. I guess what my buddy said about this case being bonkers long was true. So, yeah, we'll figure out more next time. We'll figure out what the hell was in that muffler. Thanks for hanging out. Friday, I don't know what I'm gonna do Friday, if I'm doing anything. I have a lot to work on for D&D, so I might take that as a day and just do some map making. So, we'll see how I feel. Hopefully my internet is, not so shit for the next 6 to 8 weeks. But, anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later. Fucking